Hi, I'm Silva, president of LSQ Productions and daughter of Jose Silva, founder of the world-famous Silva Method. I'd like to welcome you to the New Mind for Prosperity audio program. In this program, you will explore a new approach that allows you to think outside the box and attend to prosperity, not just from the usual belief of you must work hard to make more money or only the lucky few get to be rich, but also from a subjective perspective that allows for an awareness of how life experiences impact whether you do or do not live a life of abundance, creates a clear prosperity goal to lay out the path that will get you there, and applies simple strategies to open you up to a new way of thinking, to a new mind for prosperity. Now, I've been presenting the Silva Method programs for nearly 45 years. I wrote and recorded a host of best-selling audio programs and live courses, such as Silva Life System and Silva Intuition System. In addition, I created the Silva Manifesting and Silva Mind Body Healing audio programs, which I also present as live seminars. I say this simply to let you know that I've been doing this for a long, long time. And in my decades of experience, many of the students that go through my programs still seem to play down the impact the subjective experience has on their outer reality, or life in general. Maybe it's because of its invisible, intangible nature. We are so accustomed to relying on giving value to things that we can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell that we've almost totally disregarded the internal experience that gives rise to all things physical, including the quality of money, abundance, and prosperity you enjoy. There are many books and programs on the market today on how to spend less, save more, and write business plans. That is not what this program is about. Here, the focus will be mostly on the internal experience that gives rise to your outer physical reality that revolves around money and prosperity. To prepare you for this audio, you need to know that all the programs I teach and write involve meditation and introspection. Early in the program, I will explain meditations so that you'll know what to do and expect. And because my expertise is in dynamic meditation over traditional passive deep meditation, it's important to give you a modern-day working definition for meditation that I will be utilizing. Here it is. Meditation is any time you focus inwardly with a purpose in mind. That's it. Simple. Now, there will be 8 new meditations in this program, each lasting anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Yet, you will be encouraged to do mini meditations throughout the day. Most of the meditations will incorporate a mental movie screen for projecting images, points of reference, and a trigger mechanism called the OK Imprint technique. The OK Imprint technique is used to lock in a mental state, resource, or experience that can be accessed later or when needed. To use it, simply press the tips of your thumb and pointer finger of either hand, and that's all there is to it. I'll guide you to when and how to use it. The meditations in this program will integrate the lessons learned in the modules preceding them, directly and indirectly. They're easy and effective for those new to meditation as well as for the very experienced. They open your inner self to create a new mind that will attract prosperity and allow it to grow. And all the meditations will have a very soothing sound in the background that will enhance your inner state. Your journey begins with recognizing that your life is a result of what you have settled for and how your past experiences are fully connected to your current experience with money. You will be asked to answer questions that will help you to achieve that outcome. Don't put too much time on the answers. It's best if you simply answer the questions with what first pops into your mind. We will then integrate your realizations with the money clearing meditation. You will then move on to identifying the beliefs that fuel your prosperity or lack thereof. Because your beliefs about money greatly influence how much of it you get to enjoy, it will be important to assess those beliefs, maybe tweak them a bit, or get rid of them altogether to make room for more resourceful beliefs that will open the door to more abundance. The meditation in this module, called Creating New Money Beliefs, will help you to achieve just that. The meditation will present a series of living affirmations that are to be experienced with all your mental senses and not just repeated verbally. You'll also make use of a 10-to-1 countdown for attuning. This, as with all the tools and techniques in this new mind program, are versatile and can be used in a variety of applications. Once we have a good grip on how your past influences your present, and you have beliefs that will support you as you open the door to prosperity, then it's important you design a very clear outcome in the form of a very detailed image of what you desire to achieve. Clear pictures lead to a clear outcome, and a clear outcome results in the faster achievement of that outcome, or, as is often the case, better than that. We will be using a process called introvision to create and subjectively live out your outcomes as actualized, allowing your body, brain, and mind to own the experience of achievement. Through introvision, you can elaborate the images you create with the necessary ingredients to give your dreams clarity. The meditation in this module, called The Portal, allows you to imagine and experience the future you and enhance your subjective experience with the energies of desire, belief, and expectancy. This will help ensure its manifestation in the physical world. Your journey will continue with creating the environment to receive prosperity. This important step is often overlooked by many. People often want, yet don't prepare to receive it. Failing to prepare is the greatest downfall for those who don't achieve their outcomes, or for those who achieve their outcomes only to lose them right away. We need to do our homework, treat wealth well, make room for prosperity to dwell in for the long haul, drop off what is cluttering our life and consuming our energy, and express gratitude for the good fortune we have created. The meditation in this module, called Matrix of Love, Gratitude, and Forgiveness, will set the subjective environment for you to acknowledge all those who have contributed to your life with unconditional love and acceptance. Expressing gratitude to those in your past, and even a bit of forgiveness, creates the fertile ground to receive prosperity. By the time we get to this next part of the program, you will have done a lot of work and a lot of writing. Answering questions is going to be key in getting to the outcome of prosperity. Your manual is designed for you to write in it, and it will serve as the keeper of your deepest thoughts, dreams, and desires. Writing will help you to eliminate a scarcity mentality and move towards abundance. We will do this by taking a deep look at our relationship with money and how it comes to define us. One of our goals of this module is to have power over money instead of money having power over you. And giving of one's time, talents, and treasures is the fastest track to prosperity. Giving sets in motion the law of reciprocity, but it's only half of the law. The other half, and maybe even the better half, is receiving. The more you give, the more you receive. Tuning into the law of reciprocity and making it a way of life is a great accomplishment, and we celebrate this accomplishment with the pot of gold exercise, where you become aware of and make use of the qualities, gifts, and attributes of each of your chakras. becoming aware that you already carry within you a wealth of potential for abundance to exist throughout your life. As you become more and more connected with the abundance you have naturally, you will need to do what needs to be done to make it grow through time. The best way to ensure you are well equipped to not only attract but hold on to abundance is to invest in you by building on your skills, talents, and gifts. As you go through the process of upgrading all aspects of you, you will literally be experiencing a metamorphosis, transforming from the old you to the new and more prosperous you. It should be no surprise that the exercise in this module is called, you guessed it, metamorphosis. In addition, throughout the program, you will be creating actionable steps to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. And you will need to be courageous and persistent in this journey in order to achieve your goal. You will learn how to rise above conflicts and transform fear into action so that nothing deters you from success. The conflict resolution exercise will be a tool you can use for any conflict you may experience in life. By the time you complete the program, you will have created a strategy for achieving your outcomes that fits you like a glove. All I ask of you is to open your mind to new possibilities, a new and maybe somewhat unconventional approach to creating abundance, and a willingness to do what it takes. You must put your money where your mouth is. If you want wealth, prosperity, and abundance, you will need to do what it takes, both from a physical and, yes, a spiritual perspective. We will close the program with one of my favorite meditations called Actualizing Congruence that will allow you to experience congruency in how you think, what you believe, and how you act in all areas of life. To gain the greatest benefit from this audio program, listen to it in the order they are presented. So, what do you say we get started? By the time you're the tender and highly impressionable age of 7, you have formed many of your lifelong beliefs and attitudes about money and prosperity. Impactful core childhood experiences and messages you get from your parents, grandparents, and society are programmed into your subconscious and are reinforced throughout your formative years of life. These subconscious programs result in the beliefs you hold to be true about money, wealth, and prosperity. The resulting beliefs, old thoughts, and past experiences configure your living reality. Left hidden in your subconscious, these money memories will continue to appear in the form of your behaviors, thought processes, and interactions throughout your living experience. If your past money experiences are of a negative nature, then your current living experience with money will match that past, and you unconsciously continue to live out that past throughout your life. It is beneficial to note and understand that you're not your past scripts, nor do you need to live them out. The remedy is to revisit your past and understand how your long-ago experiences with money relate to your present experience with money and affect your life today. This way, you can recreate your past, form new thoughts and beliefs about money, and acknowledge your right to have as much of it as you desire. We're now going to answer a series of questions to add some clarity to our current money situation. The first group of questions help in assessing what is important to you so that we can determine in a most conscious of ways what to aim for when it comes to living a prosperous life. The second group of questions are money memory questions that will help you unlock old memories about money that may explain your current relationship with money. And although I will often talk about money in the greater panorama of life, money is just one of many elements that constitute a prosperous lifestyle. As you answer the questions, don't put too much time on figuring out the answers. Simply write what first comes to mind. Don't question or judge the answers that surface. Just write them down. It's a worthwhile practice to allow your thoughts to flow freely and then paying attention to the thoughts behind the thoughts. This not only allows you to touch base with your deep inner self, your subconscious, where old experiences are buried, it also frees up your intuition. Digging deeper into your thought process is not always easy to do as you live a hurried lifestyle. Yet, with a little practice and attention, you'll get the hang of it. Let's begin with what is important to you. You can find these questions on page 3 in your student workbook. If you don't have your workbook handy, then pause the audio and turn it back on when you're ready. Now remember, write what first comes to mind. I'm going to move from one question to the other rather swiftly. The first question: what do I value most in life? What do I stand for, fight for, support, or uphold in life? What makes me the happiest? What is most satisfying and fulfilling to me? What is most important to me right now? And what are the 10 most important things to me? And what is their impact on me? Write 10 most important things to you and their impact. I'll give you about maybe a minute and a half to do that. Okay, great. Now the next series of questions are your money memory questions on page 4 of your student workbook. These questions will trigger memories of your past that have to do with money and overall prosperity. Our past experiences mold us and result in who we are today, how we react or respond to life situations, and the quality of our living experience. Because many of the key experiences happened so long ago, they're either hard to remember or buried deep in our subconscious. Nevertheless, they run our lives and we don't even realize it. Once we become aware of those experiences and how they continue to impact us, we are empowered to change that past, or learn from it, or override it. I remember being around 8 or 9 years old. I, along with my best friend, was selected to be a safety patrol. In those years, a safety patrol held a long stick with a red flag at the end, and we would help children cross the streets safely before and after school. All safety patrol girls would have to have a blue skirt, red skirt, and white blouse. We would alternate the color of skirts daily. My friend, also named Laura, was the daughter of the school principal and had 2 siblings. She always wore beautiful clothes and had the prettiest blue and red skirts and white blouses. I, on the other hand, came from a family with 9 siblings, 6 sisters and 3 brothers. I had 4 older sisters, and because we were not living a so-called prosperous life, most of my clothes were hand-me-downs from my oldest sister Isabel, then to Margie, then to Anna, then to Hilda, and finally me. When I told my mom I needed a red and blue skirt, she quickly went to the store, bought half a yard of red fabric and half a yard of blue fabric, put a hem on one end of each fabric and another hand on the other side to slide a piece of elastic band through them, stitched them into cylinders, and voila, there were my skirts, 1 blue and 1 red. Thank goodness I already had a white blouse. Well, when my friend saw my skirt, her facial expression was one of disapproval and asked, "Where did you get that skirt?" The way she looked at me, her facial expression, and the way she asked the question made me feel embarrassed and ashamed. That one experience resulted in a belief that I had to dress in expensive, store-bought clothing to be accepted. That belief fueled my behavior for years. It contributed to my debt at the time and resulted in a belief that I wasn't good enough. It took me a while to understand the impact that experience had on my then reality, but once it came to light, I was freed from those old scripts and able to move towards a life of great prosperity. So, what do you say we get started? Finish the sentence, I am or am not in the exact money situation that I'd like to be in because. Write down whatever first comes to mind. Next, what do you need to do to have, make, or earn the money you want? What stops you from having, making, or earning the money you want? Remember some positive and negative events that shaped your relationship with money. What are they? Did your friends have nicer clothes, house, or cars than you did? Did having more than your friends make you feel bad or ashamed? Did you experience your parents arguing about money? Was your mother afraid to talk to your father about shopping because he would get angry? Was shopping for school clothes or special holidays something you looked forward to every year? Did you steal money from your parents' wallet? How does that make you feel today? Do you remember receiving a wallet with money as a gift? How much money was in it? Did you get an allowance as a child? What about as an adult? Did you have to work for it? Or was it a privilege? And what did you do with it? What was the biggest amount of money you ever saw as a child? Did your friends go on better vacations than you? What did your parents tell you about money that made you feel good? That made you feel bad? Okay, put your pen down. You're doing great and you're off to a very exciting future. What we'll do next is integrate what you have done in a meditation so as to begin to reprogram your subconscious with new information that will result in a new way of thinking about money and prosperity, new beliefs, and a new and prosperous living experience. But first, let's go over the structure of a meditation. Let's prepare for doing the meditations. All the meditations in this program are highly dynamic. They are very easy to do, follow 4 basic steps, and use sound in the background. The first step is to enter the meditation. The second is to deepen. The third is to fulfill the purpose of the meditation. And the fourth step is to exit. And although you don't need sound to meditate, it usually helps deepen your inner state. Your experience while meditating is very personal and highly subjective. It will be important for you to become very aware of your inner experience, and more so, the mental state that results while meditating. In the beginning, that inner mental state can only be reached through meditation. Yet, once you have reached it and made a point of reference of how it feels, then by simply recalling that point of reference or your experience while meditating, you can attune to that mental state anytime you wish. Light wakeful meditation, where the intellect and thinking process is very engaged, is associated with the alpha brain frequency of 7 to 14 cycles of electrical emissions per second. Alpha is very easy to achieve. In most cases, all you need to do is close your eyes. Deep meditation can cause a slow alpha rhythm so long as the intellect is engaged. Yet very deep meditations, where the intellect is passive and not engaged, is more associated with the theta brain frequency of 4 to 7 cycles of electrical emissions per second. What is important to note here is the mental state that you tap while meditating. Once it's established, then you can access it anytime you wish, regardless of brain frequency, by simply recalling your point of reference or with the use of a trigger mechanism such as the OK imprint trigger. I'll explain a little bit later. Now, let me talk a little bit about step 1, the entry. There are many forms of entering a meditation, and most require you to close your eyes, relax physically and mentally, and breathe slowly, deeply, and rhythmically. The meditations in this program are going to use a 3 deep breath method to enter. The first deep breath you take as you enter the meditation will have the purpose of relaxing physically and deepening your inner state. After you exhale, you will continue breathing slowly, deeply, and rhythmically, releasing tensions and pressures along the way. You will start with relaxing your scalp, and then move downward to your face, then your throat, neck, back, and spine, then shoulders, arms, and hands, going slowly downward part by part to your chest, then abdomen, pelvis, thighs, downward further until you reach your toes. You will do this part by part body relaxation on your own. Take your time and concentrate on releasing tensions and pressures you may be experiencing throughout your body. Once you reach your toes and feel your body deeply relaxed, take a few moments to make a point of reference as to how deep relaxation feels to you, such as the feeling of your relaxed muscles, your deep, slow, and rhythmic breathing. Perhaps you're experiencing a heavy sensation or a light sensation. Your point of reference will allow you to relax a little bit faster and easier when you do future meditations. Anytime you want to meditate, simply close your eyes, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, recall your point of reference for physical relaxation as you release tensions and pressures you may be experiencing. Once you feel physically relaxed, you will then take a second deep belly breath. The purpose of the second deep breath is to relax your mind and continue deepening your inner experience. One of the best ways to relax your mind is by thinking of a tranquil and passive scene, such as floating on a cloud, laying peacefully on a beautiful field during a perfect spring day, or taking a peaceful walk on the beach. The best mental relaxation is achieved when you imagine being in the experience. This requires you to use all your mental senses. If, for example, you imagine walking on the beach, Then recall how the sand feels on your feet as you walk, how the sun warms your face and skin. Recall the sound of waves, wind, and seagulls. Recall the smell of the salty ocean air. By mentally being in the tranquil experience fully and completely, you can easily relax your mind. As with your physical relaxation, make a point of reference of how mental relaxation feels to you, such as your calm mind and deep inner state. You will then take a third deep breath, and as you exhale, simply cozy into the wonderful and healthy state of relaxation you are experiencing. And as before, make a point of reference for deep physical and mental relaxation. Now, that's step 1, entering the meditation. Step 2 of the meditation is deepening. Since the deepening actually started with relaxing your body and then your mind, in step 2, your focus is mostly on further deepening your inner state. We will do this with a simple 10 to 1 countdown. In meditation, anytime you count on a descending scale, you will go deeper within, or let's say, deeper in thought, or in being within. With the 10 to 1 countdown, it might help you deepen more if you imagine that you have stepped into an elevator on the 10th floor, and then you are gently descending to the first floor. Use your memory and your imagination to recall the feeling of descending, which in turn will help you to go deeper within. The third step is fulfilling the purpose of the meditation. It's in the third step that the new information learned is impressed. Impression of new information may be done through vivid imagery or by repeating or reviewing learned information so as to integrate it deep in your inner conscious. Before every meditation, there will be an explanation of what you're going to experience during the meditation. This will help you prepare, be open to new experiences, and make sure there are no unexpected surprises. The fourth step of the meditation is to exit. This can be accomplished with a gradual count out, or simply opening your eyes, or by entering sleep. In the exercises to come, you will exit with a gentle count out of 1 to 3. Remember, meditations are to be done in a safe environment and never while driving. It is recommended that you first listen to the meditations with eyes open before doing them with eyes closed. This will help you know exactly what to expect and make the most of your meditative experience. In the meditation to follow, the purpose is to recall your past or childhood, restricting or negative experiences with money, and then discreate that past, then freeing yourself to create a positive money future instead. You will be asked to recall the answers you wrote to the questions in your workbook, and use those memories to create an image that represents that past and your relationship with money. You will then place that image into an imaginary bubble, and at the count of 3, you will raise your arm and hand to pop the bubble. This will symbolically discreate that past. After that, you will create an image of your money future, a future filled with positive thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about money that will lead to positive experiences with money. And you will project that image onto your mental movie screen. The mental movie screen is the wide space you perceive with your mind that is in front of you, past your eyelids, and slightly above the horizontal level of sight. You will notice in your money future image how you look and what is different about your life and how you live. Finally, you will step into the image and experience how wonderful it is to have positive thoughts, beliefs, interactions, and feelings about money, along with wonderful experiences with money. When your imaginary experience with money is positive in every way, you will then lock in that positive experience with the OK imprint technique. This is done by pressing together the tips of your thumb and index finger in the shape of an OK sign and mentally saying to yourself, whenever I have a need or desire to reinforce these positive thoughts, beliefs, interactions, and feelings about money, all I need to do is press my fingers together and it will be so. In the exercise, I will say it first, and you will repeat mentally after me. Pressing together the tips of your fingers in this way helps to lock in the mental experience. Remind you that all will be just fine when you put your mind to work, and help you in achieving that desired outcome. We will use the OK imprint technique in many of the meditations, and it's sure to become one of your favorite techniques. During the meditation, you will hear a melodious and relaxing sound in the background that will help deepen your inner state. In addition, it is recommended that you first listen to the meditation with eyes open before doing it with your eyes closed. This will ensure you know exactly what's in the exercise and there are no surprises. Remember, meditations are to be done in a safe environment and never while driving. So, let's get ready for the exercise. We will begin this exercise with a 3 deep breath method. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath, and while exhaling, relax your body from head to toes by releasing tensions and pressures along the way. It is a wonderful feeling to be deeply relaxed, a very healthy state of being. Take another deep belly breath, and while exhaling, relax your mind by thinking of a tranquil and passive scene. Use your mental senses to imagine this scene as if you were actually there. Take your time and enjoy. Take another deep breath, and while exhaling, relax even more. Make a point of reference of your experience with physical and mental relaxation. Notice your muscles relaxed, your deep, slow, and rhythmic breathing, and your calm mind. Remember this feeling. To deepen your inner state, I'm going to count from 10 to 1. On each descending number, you will experience yourself going deeper, and you will enter a deeper, healthier inner state, physically and mentally. 10, 9, feel going deeper. 8, 7, 6, deeper and deeper. 5, 4, 3, deeper and deeper. 2, 1. You are now at a deeper inner state, deeper than before. Continue to breathe slowly, deeply, and rhythmically throughout the entire meditation. At this time, look back into your childhood and remember everything you can that involved money. The wonderful things money allowed you to enjoy, and also the ways in which it might have scared or concerned you. Remember back to when you were 4, 7, or 14, and observe what comes to mind. When one money memory feels true, important, and keeps coming back, that's the one to focus on. To help you remember your money memories, bring to mind the answers you already wrote to the questions that follow. Remember some positive and negative events that shaped your relationship with money. Do that now. Did your friends have nicer clothes, house, cars than you did? Did you experience your parents arguing about money? Did you receive only money as gifts instead of a thoughtful hand-picked present? Was your mother afraid to talk to your father about shopping because he would get angry? Was shopping for school clothes or special holidays a ritual you looked forward to every year? Did you steal from your parents' wallet? Did you ever get a wallet with money in it as a gift? How much money was in it? Did you get an allowance as a child? What about as an adult? Did you have to work for it? Or was it a privilege? What did you do with it? What was the biggest amount of money you ever saw as a child? Did your friends go on better vacations than you? What did your parents tell you about money that made you feel good? That made you feel bad? Now, think back to your past and contemplate on your answers. Now allow more memories to come to mind. Allow the scenes to play out. What is coming to mind? Was someone baking cookies? Was it the beginning of the school year? What else is happening in the scene? Was someone laughing, arguing, or crying in the next room? With your child's eyes and with your adult eyes, remember everything you can. Go on. Your mind will only expose what you can handle. Now, create an image that represents all those money memories. Take your time. An image that you can relate to clearly and easily. Now, with your imagination, place that image into a bubble in any way you can imagine. The money memory is now inside the bubble. Hold the bubble with the palm of one of your hands, and at the count of 3, you will raise your other arm and hand and pop the bubble with your fingertip. As you do, you're consciously and willingly discreating the meaning attached to that past money memory and experience. 1, 2, 3. Now pop the bubble. That's it. Very good. Take a deep breath and exhale, and allow all money memories to be discreated. They have now been discreated, and you have let them all go. Now know that it's within your power to create an image of your desired money future. Think about your money future and how you want your money future to be. Be as detailed as you want. Take your time. Now, at the count of 3, project the image of your money future on your mental movie screen that is located past your eyelids and slightly above your horizontal level of sight. 1, 2, 3. Project the image of your money future on your mental movie screen. It is a future filled with positive thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about money. A future filled with positive experiences with money. Notice how you look. Observe what is different about your life and how you live. Evolve the image further to make it exactly as you desire it to be. Bring the image closer to you, close enough to step into it. Now, step into the image and become one with it. Experience how wonderful it is to have positive thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about money, along with wonderful experiences with money. And when your experience is the most positive, press your two fingers together in an OK sign of either hand or both, and repeat after me. Whenever I have a need or desire to reinforce positive thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about money, and create wonderful experiences with money, all I need to do is press my fingers together, and it will be so. Once again, whenever I have a need or desire to reinforce positive thoughts, beliefs, and feelings about money, and create wonderful experiences with money, all I need to do is press my fingers together, and it will be so. Continue to breathe slowly and rhythmically and relax. Feeling well and listening to my voice, return to this place and this time. Eyelids remain closed. Every time you use these levels of the mind, your ability to control your thoughts, beliefs, and your life increases. As time passes, you acknowledge the benefits received with the new mind technique programmed in this exercise. You find you're more confident and dynamic. You become increasingly aware of the potential in using your mind to help you in the enjoyment of living. You increasingly realize that you are responsible for the control of and the richness and joy of your own life. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. At that time, you will open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine and healthy, feeling better than before. 1, 2, coming out slowly now. 3, eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and healthy, feeling better than before. When I talk about personal beliefs, I'm not talking about your spiritual or religious beliefs. I'm talking about the deeper layer of identity that you hold true within yourself. So what is a belief, and how does it influence your identity? A belief is a statement you say to yourself about something that you assume to be true. Based on that definition, everything is a belief. Beliefs help to ground our understanding of the world we live in, and once formed, we tend to take an unwavering stand in support of them. The consequence is that if we know something to be true, then it becomes more than a belief. It becomes a statement of fact that creates your reality, even though it may not hold true in the same way to the reality of others. Many of our beliefs are both resourceful and limiting. However, when you hold on to limiting beliefs, your life reflects it by experiencing lack in health, love, money, career, opportunities, and happiness. Beliefs are usually created early in life during the formative years when influential people in your life like parents, family, friends, and teachers evoke powerful emotions in you or exemplify a behavior that imprints a certain reality. These imprints evolve into a set of expectations, beliefs, and statements we hold to be real, and may be either of a positive or a negative nature. Because many, if not most, of the imprints are programmed at such an early age, from the time we were born to about the age of 7, when the brain is operating with delta and theta frequencies and information is absorbed without much discernment. They operate at the subjective, unconscious level, or in a way that we are unaware of consciously, and exert tremendous impact on our lives and our identity. Beliefs are like deep-rooted guidelines that direct our lives in unconscious ways as to how things are supposed to be or should be. All of us have belief statements that we say either casually or more deeply that reflect these deep-rooted programs. Beliefs can be useful or not so useful. Deciding what is a personal belief and if it is limiting or not is all based on your level of satisfaction with whatever situation your belief is tied to. So, how do you begin to identify a personal belief? Start by being mindful of the answers to the questions on page 7. Simply write down the answers as they come to you. I'll read the questions, and you can write down your answers along the way. If you need to pause the audio to get your student workbook, then do so now. Okay, let's do it. First question: what do you want and what is still lacking in your life? What are you making excuses for when it comes to why you lack what you do? To what or whom do you point the finger of blame for your lack? What stirs up fear in you? What makes you angry? What do you find yourself settling for or giving into? Do you procrastinate? And if you do, why? Are your habits supporting you or sabotaging you? How is the overall quality of your life job, money, love, happiness, relationships, living environment, health, and so on. What does it take for you to be rich? Now that you have your answers, determine if any of them are beliefs by asking, is this true for every single person in the world? For example, if the answer to question number 10 was, in order to be rich, you must work very hard, then answer the question, is this true for every person in the world? Well, while it might be true in many circumstances, it may not be true for everyone. I personally know a few people who have an abundance of money and don't have to work very hard at all. Some have inherited money. Others have found a cool way to earn money through outsourcing. Others still just love their work so much it never feels hard. The statement, in order to be rich, you must work very hard, must then be a personal belief because it's not held to be true by everyone. So if your belief is that money comes from working hard, then your life is probably a good example of either working hard and having lots of money or not working hard and not having very much money. How satisfied are you with this situation? If you're happy and all is well, then there's nothing to do. But if you're not happy with your current situation, either because you want more money or you want to work less, then this personal belief is limiting and it's worth looking at ways to change it. It's time to pay attention to those limiting beliefs and observe how your beliefs are helping you or preventing you from achieving your goal. Another way to determine a limiting belief is to think about the money future image you created earlier. Do you feel that goal is possible? Do you have any doubt about achieving it? And if so, why do you doubt it? Write down why you doubt yourself or fear having your desired goal or outcome. What you discover is more than likely pointing to a limiting belief. You can also determine a limiting belief by noticing what you're making excuses for in areas of lack. Statements like, I would be happy if it wasn't for my job, or I would make more money, but in this economy, people are just not buying, or this disease has no good outcome in sight. Once you uncover your beliefs, you need to be bold enough to ask some more tough questions as recommended by best-selling author and spiritual teacher Byron Katie of The Work. The questions go something like this. Is my statement, belief, or thought true for every single person in the world? The second question is this. Is what I believe of myself really true? And do I know without a shadow of a doubt that it is true? And then there's this question. When I believe that thought or statement, how do I react? What happens? And what has this belief, this old thought, cost me? What has it kept me from doing, being, or having? Next question. Who would I be without this old thought or belief? And are there times in my past when the opposite of my belief was true? In other words, go back into your personal experience and come up with several memories of when the opposite was true. You may discover that your beliefs are so contextual and only apply when a specific set of circumstances, emotions, and/or people are involved. For example, a secretary who is also a wife and mother may have the belief, "I'm not good enough," and lack confidence or even feel stupid in front of her boss, yet be and feel like the smartest, most resourceful person when it comes to her husband and children. Why is that? Is there something about her boss as an older, authoritative figure that triggers specific feelings and emotions that lead to the statement, "I'm not good enough"? Being that the opposite of the belief statement is true at home, and possibly in other circumstances as well, wouldn't it be better to think and say a statement that depicts the actual experience, such as, "My boss's serious nature scares me. He reminds me of my father who was so strict, stern, and serious." We reinforce, strengthen, and come to own our beliefs through constant repetition, even when they're not true most of the time. You can get rid of the greater part of your beliefs by paying a little more attention to the statements you so casually throw around with little or no thought. Statements that have to do with some of the most valuable things in your life. The remainder of your beliefs you can change, soften, or get rid of with the exercise to come later in this module. Remember, when you change your beliefs, you will change your life. Financial advisor Susie Orman says, "Financial freedom is when you have the power over your fears and anxieties instead of the other way around." The idea of financial freedom and prosperity carries with it more than just the thought of money. And because it is largely defined by monetary means, by someone else, or often not defined at all, it can affect all areas of your life. When you define financial freedom and what it means to your life and living experience, you can more clearly and concisely communicate with your goals to yourself, others, and the universe at large. With clarity, you create the path that leads to your desired financial end result, or it can lead to a financial end result even better than what you have imagined. Yet, in order to define what financial freedom and prosperity means to you, you must first know what your beliefs about money, prosperity, and wealth are, where you have limitations, and how you relate to money, wealth, and prosperity. It may help to go through a beliefs evaluation. Go ahead and pause the audio and go to page 8 of your student workbook. When you come back, we'll go through the list together. All right, let's get started. Simply complete the following phrases with what first comes to mind. Don't put too much thought into the answers. Okay, here we go. People with money are. Just write it in. Money makes people. I'd have more money if. My dad thought money was. My mom thought money would. In my family, money caused. Money equals. Just write it down. If I had money, I'd. If I could afford it, I'd. I'm afraid that if I had money, I would. Now, write whatever first comes to mind. Money is, write it down. Money causes. Having money is not. To have more money, I'd need to. When I have money, I usually. I think money. Being broke tells me. People are poor because. People become rich by. Poor people are. Rich people are. When I was a child, I knew who the rich children were and who the poor children were. I was a. What kind of child were you? Okay, great. You're doing great. Next comes a money beliefs checklist. The list begins with the statement, money is a measure of one's worth in the world. Then, money is the root of all evil. And money is for other people, not me. The list is on pages 10 and 11 of your student workbook. If any of those statements apply to you, simply place a check mark before them. So pause the audio and check only what applies to you. When you're done, I'll be right here waiting for you. Good job! You're now paving your individual path to financial freedom and prosperity and adding clarity to what you want for yourself. Don't waste time or energy on what you believe is expected of you or what you think you should do. Think instead of what financial freedom really means to you. In the discovery process, it is more important to place meaning and purpose before money and planning. Perhaps answering the last set of questions on pages 11 and 12 may help formalize your new money reality and definition of financial freedom. If you don't already have your student workbook handy, then pause the audio and do so now. Okay, let's do it. These are quick yes and no questions. Can freedom be bought? Are there any financially poor people who are free? Are there any financially wealthy people who aren't free? Do you want to be debt-free? Do you want a nest egg for retirement? Do you want to have children? Do you want to start your own business? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to start over in your dream location? Now, continue by answering the following questions as honestly, clearly, and thoughtfully as possible. Here we go. What does it mean to be truly happy? What does it mean to be financially comfortable? What does it mean to be wealthy? What does it mean to have it all? What do you believe is your purpose for living? Now remember, it's important to write down what first comes to mind. And if you need more time, you can always go back to these questions later. But let's continue now. Now that you're all done with the questions above, we will move on to explaining and then doing the Creating New Money Beliefs meditation. After the meditation, you have a little bit of homework on pages 12 and 13. So when you're done with the meditation, pause the audio and put some thought on the new money reality or belief you choose to live by on page 12, and then on page 13, continue writing your definition of financial freedom and prosperity. Then, the 3 things you're going to do to keep you on track with your new money belief, such as making yourself more aware when they show up, or discarding old behaviors and replacing them with new ones, and resisting the urge to fall prey to old, useless patterns. And lastly, the 3 things you will do to abide by your definition of financial freedom. Those things can be such things as saving a little bit more, or spending less, or being smarter as to how you invest and or spend money. Now don't skip the homework. By doing it, you'll be doing yourself a big favor. In the following meditation, you will be examining the creation of your money beliefs. You will be setting in motion the conditions that enable you to improve money beliefs that determine your financial state, and use the power of your inner, energetic self to create new meaning to past experiences with money, and therefore, new money beliefs. You will enter the meditation as you did in the last exercise. After the deepening, I will read a series of money affirmations that are designed to help reprogram your inner conscious with a more positive attitude towards money and form beliefs to support it. When I say, for example, my financial situation is an expression of the money statements I say to myself and I hold to be true, you are to repeat the affirmation mentally and take it in as if you already own that attitude or belief. After the money affirmations, we will begin the process of creating new money beliefs. I will guide you through another 10 to 1 countdown. Only this time, instead of the countdown being used to deepen your inner state, you will use the countdown to allow your body, brain, mind, and intelligence to intuitively attune to the right internal state for positive change to occur. You can use these types of countdowns to attune, for example, to a loved one and have a heart-to-heart conversation with them. Attune to a place or object in order to sense information for problem solving, or to an inner state to tap your creativity, think of new ideas, or come up with solutions. The countdown for attunement is a great mind tool you can use for problem solving. When we come to step 3, the programming step, you will explore and identify your limiting beliefs about money. You will do this by saying to yourself over and over what it is that you desire and don't have, such as, I desire to have all the money I want and be financially free. As you repeat that statement, and without judging and simply paying attention, become deeply mindful to the feelings you are experiencing as you think, I deserve to have all the money I want and be financially free. What memories, thoughts, and images come to mind? And most importantly, who in your long ago past would be upset if you were financially free? What is the message you perceive from those past money experiences with your father, mother, or elders? And what has been the cost of believing this old thought? Now, keeping these revelations in mind, and in your adult form, you will go back to the child you or the younger you who is having those experiences and give the child the needed information that will empower him or her to make positive change happen. Explain to the child you what was going on so that the child can have a better understanding of the experiences based on evidence and facts you know as an adult but couldn't possibly have known as a child. With this information, the child can give new meaning to past experiences and create a resourceful belief about money. Once the child has selected a new meaning and belief, the adult you and the child turn to the elders who are responsible for the negative money experiences, and you will tell them that you will succeed and live financially free. Say whatever you need in order to bring closure to this old money memory. You will then embrace the child, bring the child into you, and allow the child to grow, filling its rightful place within you. You will feel yourself more whole and complete as the child grows, and then will imagine yourself in the future experiencing the positive effects this new money belief you created attracts. At the point when you feel the most positive and energized, you will lock in the experience with your OK imprint technique. I remind you, meditations are to be done in a safe environment and never while driving. It is recommended that you first listen to the meditation with your eyes open before doing it with your eyes closed. This will help you know exactly what to expect and avoid surprises. So, let's get ready for the exercise.